going into a hostile environment. These fans are ready to knock them off course. Welcome to the home of the Florida State Seminoles, Doak Campbell Stadium in Tallahassee. As we'll see, the number 15 team in the country, the Memphis Tigers, taking on a team from the Sun Belt, the Florida State Seminoles. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, and Jesse Palmer with me. Guys, it's time to get it going. And the Seminoles will get this season underway as toe meets leather. Here he comes. This is a gamble. No idea what he could have been thinking to try to return that one, and they stop him at the 7. So the Memphis Tigers offense will have the football first. And Jesse, if there is an old war horse, a real war daddy in the training facility, here he is, back to run the show again.
Well, that's a great point, and there is no substitute for experience. There is a lot of expectation for this football team and for this offense because of that guy and because of all the big stages and all the big moments he's already played through in his career. A lot of people are really excited, David, because he has seen a lot of ball.
All the ball, all the defenses, has rid the emotion of being really high and really low, and so
there he goes. He'll be stopped at the 27, but picks up 10 on that one.
That is a statement play right away. You're playing on the road. The stadium's loud and noisy. You want to quiet him down, run the football down the defense's throat.
And just a short, safe pass play, they pick up a few. This crowd, full throat, splitting the eardrums and letting them know it's going to be a long. Trying to beat the D deep. Picked off, and the opening drive is stopped with an interception. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but on the great return to improve this field position.
And you will always remember your first, and how about that? Breaking on the football, getting an INT, the first INT. Keep the football, brother. The first of many big-time plays for this guy.
To the air on first down. And they're not quite in rhythm there. It's incomplete. Guys, let's look big picture at Florida State. By no means was it a transfer portal exodus. The number of guys they lost among the fewest in the country. But you do wonder if things have just become really transactional in the sport right now.
Well, this is a team that had a lot of success last year, and a lot of their key players want to build off of that. So to me, not a big surprise that these guys have decided to stick around.
Yeah, it's cool to see it, man. You don't see a lot of this in college football nowadays. A lot of people leaving. They're doing a good job of retaining their guys. They must have built a really good culture.
That's reeled in. It's Davis. They are on the move down to the 32, and they pick up another first down.
Well, that's great timing by the quarterback and receiver on that out route. If you're going to be running that against man coverage like they were there, that ball has to be thrown early, and it's got to be thrown out in front of the receiver, and they execute it perfectly.
Out of the gun, they'll run it inside. Right there to stop him, and that'll be a loss of 3.
I love when defensive backs come up and they are physical and they stick their face in the fan and they aren't scared. Talking to the defensive coordinator coming into this game, he knew his DBs had to tackle well. They had to get these running backs on the ground. Great start on this first drive.
They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker.
Great job by the defense winning those early downs. Now you get them in a predictable situation. 3rd and long. You bring in more DBs, more speed, more fun blitz packages. Get to have a little fun. Go get the quarterback.
He caught it. And he will score. Touchdown, Florida State. They draw first blood, and that is exactly what you want to open the season with a drive like that. And the extra point is good, and it's 7-0.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. And listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
Here comes that Memphis offense back onto the field. Finding themselves down 7-0, they'd love to get a drive going here. Leaves it with the back.
Man, when I can run the football like that on first down and create second and inches and stay way ahead of the sticks and be in a position now where I can throw the football or run, I will have a lot of success on the offensive side of the football.
The Tigers come to the line. This situation, you might see a shot play. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a first down.
Fullbacks are very unselfish. One of the most unselfish positions you can find in football. They block 99% of the time. But when you can give them that rock, get a first down, those guys are really big. You know, they're really powerful. They usually fall forward. No nonsense, no jukes, just hit you in the mouth.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Wants to go up top. It's complete to the left. Didn't pick up a lot there. Moved it forward just a few. They're bringing the chop. They're bringing the noise on 3rd down at the dope. From the gun, wants to pass. Got his man on the right. They'll get it to the 48. No need to measure. It's a first down. The Tigers look to keep this drive humming.
Quarterbacks are just like anybody else. They get in rhythms. And to get in a rhythm early on 3rd down and have a little success here and get the sticks moving, great chance to continue to get this offense moving down the field to get some more points.
As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. To the air on 2nd down. Unleashes one deep. And the incomplete pass taking a shot on 2nd down, and they'll be left with a 3rd down.
Looks to me on that deep ball like he was forcing it a little bit. You got to be careful as a quarterback. You're not trying to outduel the other guy who just threw a touchdown pass. You're just trying to win the game. So just execute the plays. The ball goes to who it's designed to go to. If that means you got to turn around and hand it off, then that's what you got to do. But I think on that last deep ball...
Oh, he's got some space. That'll be enough for the first down as they mark it down at the 31-yard line. We've come to the end of the period, and Florida State has the lead. We've put one in the books. Let's have a look at our game summary. So after the break, they'll go back to work. Rides to back on the option, the give. He breaks a tackle. Noses ahead to the 30-yard line, a pickup of 1.
Man, a nice second effort by the back to break a tackle. But how about those defensive backs willing to come up, stick their face in the fan, and make a tackle?
Those are the best run defenses, too, right? It's not just D linemen and linebackers getting all the plays, but it's DBs that are willing to not just cover, but tackle backs in the open field.
The option look. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Memphis picking up the tempo. Here comes the option. Knocked down, but not before he crossed into the red zone and picked up 4 yards down to the 17.
This offense is perfectly fine with a little game because they're going to make you tackle this all game long. They're going to make you think all game long. So they'll keep running it ad nauseum and just...
Got some room headed to the goal line. He's run out of bounds after the big gain, and they are in business, 1st and goal.
Really nice play call there because the defense might have been thinking on 3rd and short in the red zone. They're probably going to run the football instead. They throw it, catch him off guard.
And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Tigers. Looking for the tie with the extra point. Follow the blockers. The offensive line will take you to the hallelujah land.
And I tell you what, most of the time, Reese, it requires a little bit of skill to find that hole and, you know, slither through a little crack. That was not a crack. That was wide open. Didn't take a lot of vision because the blocking was outstanding.
And they'll get him on the ground as the offense comes out to start the next drive. From the gun, the running back tries to hit the hole. Looking for room at the 25. Finally corralled, but not before. He picks up the first down. The Knowles, after ripping off that huge run, let's see if they can do it again. To the ground, he's got it again. They pick up half of it. It'll be 2nd and 5.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
Pocket breaking down. Pass rush coming after the quarterback, and they get him at the 32.
But when it's a play-action pass, that quarterback, he really has to sell the fake. He can't tell his offensive lineman's getting beat right away while he's selling the fake. He had no shot.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. 3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. He lobs one high down the left side. And that'll be incomplete. They certainly weren't afraid to take a shot there, and now it's 4th down. The Seminoles decide to punt it away. The punter going to get his first work of the afternoon. A high kick. Let's see if he can pin them back deep in their own end. And the returner is stopped. Memphis has the ball back and the offense ready to go to work. A little wrinkle here as they go to the Wildcat and use the extra blocker. How big is this drive? Scored a touchdown the last time they had it. Defense gets a stop, and now it's up to them in a tie game.
All right, so if you're the offensive coordinator.
Touchdown, Tigers! He found some open space and turned on the Jets.
Speed kills this offense. They've got multiple guys that can burn you. And you can see it doesn't take them long to light up the scoreboard.
And he tacks on the extra point. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he'll return it and try to get behind his blockers. And good work by the coverage team to knock down the return man. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Oh, they're after him. That's a fumble. Recovered by the defense, and he's off. He almost popped out of there for a huge return, but they will take it. They are in business after the fumble recovery.
The more hats you have near the football, the more likely you are to cause a fumble. So many guys with their hands wrapping around guys, the ball's bound to pop out occasionally, and you got to be in the right place at the right time.
Hit hard just as he released it on 1st down and just couldn't get it to the receiver. Well, will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go? Power football with the run. To the 10. He's all the way down to the 3. Showed it all on that run. He's up to 55 yards on the ground. A very productive first half here in the season opener. The offense threatening. Close to the end zone now with a new set of downs. Trying to surge it in. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Memphis.
Yeah, and now this offense building that lead. It's still the first half, but I tell you what, shown some glimpses of why they could become a really, really good offense. Listen, you go into halftime, more of the same, right? Continue to do what you're doing, take care of the football. This offense has looked really good in the first half.
And here's the return. And the coverage team able to make the tackle. No reason to be in a big rush. They have some time here late in the half. Looking for space. It's Ramirez. This defensive front just ran free in the backfield. He'll lose 3.
This offense has really struggled, and I think you're just waiting for one play, one explosive play to happen to hopefully galvanize you a bit offensively. That's not the case, and there they try to run the football in the first play of the drive, and it gets absolutely blown up for a loss.
And that is not where you want to miss. You do not want to miss high over the middle. A lot of that times that turns into an interception. He doesn't get that, but he's got to lower that football and give his receiver a chance to make a play on it.
On 3rd and long, a check down would be the last resort. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down.
I want to give a shout out to the defense there on 3rd down, doing a really nice job disguising their coverage because it looked like they confused the quarterback on 3rd down. Really nice job getting back into that zone and making sure that ball falls incomplete.
He was able to get that ball up to the 48-yard line before he stopped on the return. Here comes that Memphis offense back onto the field. They've got a little time here to put together a productive drive late in the half. Pulls and fires complete. We're at the 2-minute timeout. They've built a big lead, and they'll try to pile on a little more before the break. And the Tigers with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. Looking to fire. Got a man. It's small. Dragged down at the 39, but he's got 5 yards, and they'll move the sticks.
I like the slot receiver because he gives his quarterback a good option working the middle of the field. He's a nice weapon in this offense.
Wants to adjust the pattern. Looking to throw on 1st down. Looking to the big tight end. Pulls it in. They get him corralled, but not until he's in the red zone. They'll mark it at the 14. Memphis getting set to snap it on 1st and 10. From the red zone, he's going to throw it. Finds his big tight end. They'll get it down to the 8-yard line on that throw and catch, and the defense is backed up against the wall. We got a timeout here late in the 1st half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Wants to throw again. He makes a grab, and he won't be able to push his way in. He stopped at the 1. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. This offense has been a juggernaut, and they have a chance to pad their total just before halftime. A 1st down run on the doorstep. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Memphis. He's into his happy place, the end zone, and he's been very, very happy because he's been there regularly in the 1st half.
Yeah, most people are happy with, several touchdowns in a season, but you just feed him and he keeps getting in the end zone, keeps piling up touchdowns. Those stats are just climbing up and up and up. Thank your offensive lineman. Take him out to dinner tonight.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And they knock through the extra point, and they're up 28-7. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Guys, back to your game in a moment, but first we have to show you how the script is being written here. Central Michigan needs to pick up the pace, but this puppy is far from over. And with this crowd there in Mount Pleasant behind them, I'm kind of banking on a comeback. It's less than a touchdown lead. They're trailing by 6 to Western Kentucky. We will be multitasking today, boys. One eye on that game, one eye on your game. Really the only way to do it.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. They'll run the option. What a job up front, and he'll lose a yard on that one. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. Back to pass. Fires to the big fella. And that was some kind of collision between a couple of big bodies there, and he stopped from getting the 1st down. Now the defense will try to keep them on this end on 3rd and short from the 21. They want to throw it. The screen, he's got wheels. That's not quite going to be enough as they stop him 4 yards short of the marker. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. And the Noles will try to pin them back with the punt. Let's see if he can help the coverage team out with this one. The solid return there offsets some of the punt yardage and really sets up this offense. Nicely. Memphis has the ball back and the offense ready to go to work. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. The offense has really been moving the football.
And it's been great execution. They've done exactly what they've wanted to do. Build the lead. Now Palmer's a different animal. Now you got to protect it.
You can tell they were paying attention in practice this week in the film room because they have gone out, everybody right now on the same page.
Good pick up, a little bit short of the sticks. Memphis wants to move quickly. Second down, they'll go to the air. Throws for the tight end. Picked off, and they ruin an early drive with the turnover. And they come up with a big play to make sure no more points go on the board before the end of the half.
Man, another mistake by this. Listen, he is an elite quarterback. He's really, really good. He's pressing too much. Jesse, the number one job of a quarterback, you better protect the football. I don't care how good you are, you better protect it.
Yeah, you just got to take what the defense is giving you, and I agree, David. It looks like right now he's trying to force the big play instead of just checking it down or throwing away. He's got to do a better job working through his progressions right now. He's got tons of talent, but he's making bad decisions.
Running out of time here in the first half, they're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Wants to throw on first down. Rushes on him. Just had to get rid of that one. Good job to avoid the loss.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
On down, they'll try the field goal to get the points before halftime. It's good. Easy call for the refs. That cuts the lead down to 28-10.
And not to be the old guys in the booth, but we are the old guys in the booth. Man, 50-yard field goals used to be really, really hard. Kickers nowadays, man, they are making it look so much easier, and he does right there.
They'll knock him down, and that'll take us to halftime. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
All right, guys, looks like we've got a great one in Tallahassee going on. And talk about a first half for the dude in that backfield. That coaching staff has been giving rave reviews on a weekly basis. And through 2 quarters today, he's been a complete game changer. He's breaking the will of this defense, and that's something that's just very tough to quantify. With that said, let's send it back to the guys at Doak Campbell Stadium.
From inside the 10, here he comes. And they'll haul down the returner to start us on the next drive. All right, guys, here comes the Florida State offense onto the field. When you're facing a deficit like this one to start the second half, you really can't afford to waste a single possession.
Fresh start here in the second half.
Breaks into the open. Gets it to the 42-yard line, and that's a first down. Big chunk play to start this drive. Now they'll really try to take it to this defense. From the gun, give on the inside. And he's able to find a little bit of running room before they get him down.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
Lost to fire on second down. They're working that left side. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down. The Seminoles come to the line with a fresh set of downs. On the ground, it's Ramirez. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly, and that's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm right now.
And he tries to get away, but he cannot. He's taken down. He'll lose a couple. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Facing this double-digit deficit here in the second half, almost a no-brainer to go for it on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. And the pass is incomplete, but there is a flag on the field. Let's see if the offense gets a reprieve. The defense. Hanging on for dear life figuratively, now literally, and it draws a flag. So it's 1st and 10 after that costly defensive penalty on fourth down. Expect some pressure coming from the blitz. Looking downfield on first down. Time running out, and he goes down at the 34. Oh, man, they've already lost one quarterback today. Now the backup comes in and has to take a shot.
Man, I might think about protecting my QB a little better. I already lost one. Now your second guy gets hit, and you got to keep this guy healthy. You got to keep him upright. You got to protect your quarterback, man.
Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And this offense just can't afford not to get the first down here. Already trailing big, and the clock is not there. Deep shot for the end zone. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch. And here comes the field goal unit. This is going to have to be unleashed from 54 yards out. It's good. He could have hit a string right in the middle of the uprights there. That pulls them to within 15, 28-13 the score.
Well, that kid just showed off his hammer for a leg, 50-plus, and he did it with ease.
Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Lining up in the Wildcat. Let's see what they've got. on the snap. It's Darnold. Intercepted, and the defense has set him up. He goes down right there, but not before coming up with a big interception.
Man, that is picture-perfect cover zero. When I play cover zero, I'm bringing pressure, and that ball's going to come out. Look at the defense. Ready for that ball to come out of the quarterback's hand. Nice job breaking on the football and going and making the interception.
Quick throw, but he's not going anywhere. The defense was all over him. The Seminoles with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Rides the back and leaves it on the option. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks.
You love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
They'll need to get this one to the 31 here on third down.
29 Philly. 2-9 Philly.
From the gun, wants to pass. Quick completion on the out. They make the stop about 4 yards short of the first down. So here comes the field goal unit. They've been doing work today. They've already made a couple. And he'll reach for a 53-yarder and have to guide it in with precision from the right side. He splits the uprights. They're hanging around here. Leads down to 12.
Well, they're able to get a field goal and put 3 points up on the board after getting that interception. You would have liked to have seen the offense do a little bit more with that possession and give themselves an opportunity to score a touchdown. But listen, teams will take 3 points any way they can get it.
Here comes that Memphis offense back onto the field. Well, the good news about this drive, Jesse, it can't go worse than last time through a pick on the first play.
No, it certainly can't. I think one good way, David, to help your quarterback turn the page is just find him an easy completion here and let him get back into a rhythm.
Yeah, or find him an easy handoff. Just hand the football off, maybe get the ground game going, maybe jumpstart this offense a little bit.
The defense has got to be able to make a play at some point here in the second half. You're down 2 possessions. You need to steal a possession badly. You need to have a takeaway. The coverage is going to have to be way tighter than on that last throw. Otherwise, this offense is just going to go up and down the field.
The Tigers in a good spot here with second and short. Finds the tight end. Now they're starting to feel it. They've got a first down at the 44.
It's a nice play call there. You've got 2-possession lead. You're trying to keep the defense guessing, right? Because you've got that lead, they know you're going to run it, but you still have got to be able to sprinkle in some shot plays and some vertical throws. That was really, really good thinking on that last play call by the offense.
They'll have to hustle if they want to get off another snap before the end of the period. Pulls it in. It's small. That's about as close as you can get to that marker, and it will be second and just a few breaths away from the first down. That's the end of the quarter, and Memphis has the lead. 3 quarters are in the books. Time becomes a factor both in trying to hold the lead or cut into it as we take a look at the stats. So the final period starts with a second down play. Now the play fake. Got away from trouble and got rid of it. Makes the grab on the left. They'll finally put the brakes on him at the 3. A big throw, catch and run on that one.
You see a lot of offenses late in the football game with a lead get conservative. I like they didn't. Like, they trusted the passing game. You're going to get looks that you know what they are. Defense has to be aggressive. You know, they have to be aggressive because they're down. They've got to get to the quarterback. They've got to get stops. Nice job throwing the football, though.
Looking for just 1 more yard. It's second and goal. Try to barge their way in. Collisions and power on display, and after all of that, just back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, he gets tackled down at the 1-yard line, so offensively, do you feel confident enough on third here trying to hand it off again?
Yeah, and I'm taking both these downs, and I'm coming downhill.
Into the hallelujah land. Touchdown, Memphis.
Well, these players came together. I've been so impressed, not just by the talent, but also by their composure. Handling this kind of environment in the first game of the season, this says a lot about the leadership in that locker room.
They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. Let's see what he can do with the return. And the returner runs out of real estate as he goes down. The Seminoles have it back. They'll try to get that offensive spear flaming. You want to talk about having a weapon to bail out a drive? David, that's why kickers are so important after that long field goal. And the quarterback goes down all the way back at his 4-yard line.
You know, David, I love defenses that stay aggressive, especially at this point of the field. They've got pass rushers on this unit with speed and that are aggressive and that can win one-on-one, and you saw it right there.
And there's two thought processes when I'm a defense and I got them backed up is I am stopping the run, not allowing them to have any space, but also understanding this is also a shot part of the field. Like, it's going to be a run, or a lot of times that ball is going to be a deep ball thrown down the sideline because you'll get man-to-man. Nice job by the defense applying pressure, getting the sack, now putting them in a bad situation backed up close to their own end zone.
On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. And he will be sacked at the 6-yard line.
And there's no mystery as to why this team's losing today. They've given up 5 sacks. They cannot keep their quarterback upright. And you just saw another example of it right there. He has never been able to get into rhythm throwing the football.
And the punt will come to rest just inside the 30.
You know, punt cover teams have a tough job because oftentimes they've got to tackle a guy out in the open field, and a really good one at that. But how about their ability to get to the returner and not just get the tackle, but create the takeaway? That is a massive play on special teams.
Looking to throw on 1st down. He wants to go deep. And that deep shot's going to wind up incomplete, but we do have a flag on the field. Let's see what the official says.
And this is what's going to drive coaches crazy. It's mental errors, right? It doesn't take any talent or lack of talent to have that penalty. You just got to watch the ball, and when it's snapped, get after the quarterback.
Forced out of the pocket. And the pressure gets there. And down he goes at the 18. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The Tigers have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. Can't connect on his first throw.
Well, the offense has had their way all game long up to this point. Finally, the defense is able to make a play. And I'll tell you, after that hit, that receiver is going to be thinking twice about running that route again.
Quarterback making checks. On 3rd and long, he'll have to turn it loose deep. Got his man quickly. He'll be stopped short of the line to gain. Needed about 3 more on that one. So the offense is going to go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Big tight end makes the grab. 1st down, still on his feet. Well, they just drained all the suspense out of the 4th down conversion, moving the chains easily. Memphis coming to the line with a fresh set of downs. They'll stop him at the 41, but he's got 10 yards, and they'll move the chains.
I think you have to like what you see if you're the coaching staff here. Your offense is on the field, and it looks like you got a pretty good drive going, and you're just going to try and keep this thing marching, keep the clock ticking. You've got a really nice lead here late. Just want to find ways to keep the chains moving. They're doing that.
This is a designed run. They make the stop right at the 30-yard line, but it's a 10-yard pickup and a 1st down. This quarterback part of their running game. Let's see what they've got on 2nd down. They've got him looking run. Now they're going to throw it. Quick strike complete. Got some room, headed to the goal line. Touchdown, Tigers. And the pummeling has started.
There's no mercy rule in college football, man. They've got a huge lead here in the 4th quarter. They are still chucking it, and they are still scoring.
And he splits the uprights on the extra point. They go 83 yards on the drive, and they finish the deal with a 26-yard touchdown pass. On the move from inside his 5. He's out of bounds at his own 16-yard line, and he just couldn't find the corner on that return. We'll see what they can do on this drive that starts at the 16-yard line. To the air on first down. And the quarterback caught up to and sacked at the 12.
And, man, is that just indictment of the day. Your quarterback getting drilled late in the football game. This offense has sputtered. They haven't found any kind of good rhythm. They haven't done things that really gives your coach confidence and it makes you want to believe in them. This offense has a lot of work to do before their next football game.
This defense has kept them backed up. Now one more stop, and they can get off the field on 3rd and long. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. He's taking a deep shot late in the game.
Well, at this point, you're still trying to throw stuff up against the blackboard and see if it sticks. You're down by a lot of points, so why not try it, right? And give the offense credit. You know, you're not just going to run the football. You're not just going to take a knee and go into the locker room with your tail between your legs. I like the fighting spirit, just not enough of that today.
Not able to pop the big return, but they've got the ball back and ready to go with a fresh possession. Memphis has the ball back and the offense ready to go to work. And they've gotten a superb performance from their senior quarterback. And he's thrown it all over the place. Been a bit of a mismatch, candidly, Jesse.
I think there were high expectations for this guy coming into the year, but I don't know if anyone thought it would look this good. He has been so dialed in today. When he's doing the work during the week leading up to the game, boy, oh boy, it shows up on game day. He's got a lot of talent, but you combine the mental approach to that talent, and this guy's virtually unstoppable.
The give to the running back from the shotgun. Big pickup on the ground here to keep this drive moving and give them a first down. Offense uses a timeout. 17 seconds left on the clock. Down to the 12-yard line. It's first down. The give to the back. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Timeout is called. Clock stops. 13 seconds to go in the game. Going to work on second down in the red zone. Is still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. On the move. Didn't find much running room there. Picks up a few before he's forced out of bounds. Tight quarters deep in the red zone, but they can pick up a first down without scoring. Third down. Keeps looking downfield. And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16. The old coaching cliche, go 1-0 every week. And for the first week, they get it done.
Yeah, great start to the season. That's what you want. You want to come out, find a way.